Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies Room Talk Show. Certainly hope you had an amazing Wednesday, an amazing day. If you're like me, I was able to pop into two Bible studies. I hopped in on Bishop's Bible study about 6:30. That was about 30 minutes before my Bible study. So I was able to hear a little bit of what he had to say, and then I popped into our Bible study, which started at 7 o'clock. So hopefully you're able to attend Bible study tonight and get that refresher. You get that good word on Sunday, but sometimes you need that kick. You need to get back into it on that Wednesday to carry on until the next Sunday. So
Yeah.
you're like me, I'm always needing a fresh word. So it was really good today. So guys, listen, today we're going to be talking about Miracle Academy, a private Christian school. Listen, we have them on our show periodically, and we're so excited about what Miracle Academy is doing. And right now, they are in the middle of enrollment. And so we want to talk about that. We want to talk about what makes you a Miracle Academy student. What are some of those requirements? What can we do to enroll? What grade does it offer? All of the great, wonderful things that we need to know about Miracle. And then let's kind of give a little snippet. I can't imagine anyone not knowing the backstory about Miracle Academy. But let's talk about that, guys, about where the name came from the Academy and who is Miracle.
Wow, man, that's a lot right there because Miracle is just that. And the school did get it named from our daughter Miracle, who's actually 14 now, because she really experienced miracles from before birth to after birth to even at 6 years old. She experienced miracles from nearly lost during the pregnancy to stop breathing at birth to 2 bouts with pneumonia and the flu in the hospital to brain surgery, the whole 9 yards. So she experienced a lot, and she's certainly a miracle. So when the school was, when God gave us the vision of doing the school, it couldn't help but be named Miracle Academy.
Yes. We named it after her because we knew that God had purpose for her life, purpose for everything that she had gone through. And so we knew that miracles would be revealed at Miracle Academy. And that's what is happening right now, every day, of just watching what God is doing through all of our beautiful babies at Miracle Academy. So we're at this point, as you say, open enrollment, just looking for some more little miracle babies. In order for that, we know that miracles will be performed every day. So we're right now in open enrollment, but it has definitely been a journey, but a journey that God is getting the glory every single day. Every single day of us just looking at Miracle and what Miracle is doing. And it's so amazing because like her teachers and everything at Miracle Academy, they're so amazed of what Miracle is doing from reading. Now she's multiplying and doing all of the things that, we knew that God would allow her to do. But so we are really excited about that.
Doing all the things that doctors said she wouldn't do.
Right.
But God said she would.
Yes.
So
I believe your one of your daughters and her husband has a song out about how I think it's centered around God saying yes.
Yes.
That's right. That they have out. And so I think that's so relative to Miracle and what she's doing. I'm watching Miracle on the internet, and I saw her lead praise and worship one Sunday, and I saw her
you should have heard her a few minutes ago.
She was in prayer, warfare prayer.
Oh my God.
Totally. It's like she was praying and calling all the names and everything. Miracle is a serious warrior, prayer warrior. And she will pray hours. She will pray every bit an hour before she even stopped. But every name is being called. And I mean, she's in the presence of God and she is crying out to him. She knows how to do that.
Wow.
That she does. She does.
I'm thinking it's always good to understand why you name things the way you name them. How we name our children, how you guys name your church, how we name anything, initiatives, programs, businesses, or what have you. And so with you naming her Miracle, the school just takes on the ambiance of who she is, that stamina, that go-to, that being able to get up and go and sticking to it, and that warrior. And now that she is implementing that type of spirit into those students, that they're carrying on that mantle or carrying on that torch that she is passing on to them. And so I think that says a lot about what you guys are doing at Miracle Academy. I think it says a lot about the students. And so now Miracle Academy, is it from K4 on up to middle school, or
K4? It was K4 through 8th grade, but now it's going to be K4 through 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. K5, I'm sorry, K5.
Yes.
K5 through 9th grade. Yeah,
yes.
K5
to 9th grade.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is the first year for the 9th graders, right?
Yeah, this is the upcoming year. Yes, will be the first year for 9th graders.
Yeah, 23, 24 would be our first 9th grader class. And right now, what we're doing with our open enrollment, we're trying right now that we have a limit of what we are planning on taking, and all of it is for the reasons of miracles being revealed in everyone. So we're taking like 10 students per class, and that's in order for we can keep it small enough that one-on-one. And as when you know Miracle Academy, you're going to hear us always talking about grandma in the classroom. And that is a positive maturity organization out there, that we have grandma in the classroom. So that grandma that help and give that one-on-one to our special babies, and to help any of our children. Mm-hmm. So, but we do want to make sure that everyone understand, yes, we do take IEPs, but yes, we take children that without an IEP, because that is our mission, to bring them up together, make classes inclusive. So that means that is what we do. We don't turn away because of an IEP, or we don't turn away because of behavior disability or whatever. So we just want to make sure that, we are catering, our doors are open to whoever shall come, because we know that God has that set.
And one of the goals that we have is to make sure that students that have IEPs get the same opportunities that other students get. Many times, unfortunately, they don't get that. They get treated differently. They get separated. But yet, once they graduate high school, they all still have to live in the same world together
and work at the same job.
And work the same job. So why not bring them up together? And so therefore, they're not seeing each other different. One of our major goals in our classrooms is to make sure that no student see any other student different from themselves. So they don't look at this student and say, okay, this student has a learning disability, because all of them need some help at some point in time. Right. So as Rosa say, with the grandma in the classroom, grandma will help anybody, whether it's a student with an IEP or whether it's a student without an IEP. So when they all see each other getting that same assistance, they say, okay, grandma's just here to help all of us. So it's not that, hey, you don't know as much as I do. Hey, you can't learn. No, that doesn't happen, because it was designed to be that way, so that, again, no miracle is left behind, and miracles are being revealed in everyone. So that we did that on purpose, to make sure that nobody loses their self-esteem over how they're being treated at school.
And just creating an atmosphere. That is the major thing, is creating an atmosphere of acceptance, but creating an atmosphere of awareness. Because a lot of times, you might not have been introduced to a child with autism, or a child with Down syndrome, or, in different areas. So it's that, bringing that awareness to all students, that they are understanding how, to handle, babies that are different, or maybe not do just the same things you do, but yet, teaching them how to bring that into place in order for they can be able to understand, but yet to be able to work, play, do whatever needs to be done in order to that both is I say, have life and life abundantly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. What I like about what Miracle Academy does is that, they're treating everyone the same, but by the same token, if you have students who have needs or special needs, the accommodations are there. And I think that is what makes it different from your standard public school. Standard public schools are geared towards students who are what you consider as being normal without any type of handicaps or disabilities. And so they may or may not have accommodations for those who may need special attention. So when at Miracle Academy, and what I love about what you guys do is that your curriculum, everything is set up with that in mind.
Yeah.
And so the good thing about it is when those accommodations are there, there's no room to really feel like you're different from anyone else because you walk into the accommodations. So everything is already laid out so you don't miss a beat and nothing, you don't have things that are drawn attention to you.
That's
Right.
exactly.
You
Right.
see,
So
that I've always loved that about the mission of
Yeah.
Miracle Academy. And I know that, all students are your focus, but you make sure
yes.
that the resources are there for these students if the need or should the need arise. And I believe that a lot of parents who may have children who may have some type of disability can feel very comfortable in sending their children to Miracle Academy, knowing that their needs will be met during the matriculation of their time there at the school. So I really I appreciate you having those things in mind. A lot of students are dealing with enough right now.
Oh, yeah.
Having to deal with, okay, my basic needs are not being met, or wondering if my basic needs are going to be met.
Right.
So I have a question for you guys. It may be off the subject, but not. You have K-5 to 9th grade.
Yes.
So one of the things that has been a concern of mine, and I'm sure it's probably a concern of yours too, is the test scores, the standardized reading test score requirements for third graders. And, the more I've been reading and doing research, and I plan to really dive deep into what's going on with it, is my concern is there's obviously been attention drawn to what is called the underserved communities, and that those grades or the scores are not meeting standard. Well, because those scores are not meeting standard, I can't figure out why you would raise the scores even higher if the scores already are not being met. And if these students don't meet these requirements or exceed these requirements, they'll be held back in the 3rd grade.
Right.
So my thing is, okay, hey, the test score, it is what it is. So my thing is, now if it's not there, why raise the test score if you're not going to change the reading curriculum? If you're not going to change how the reading is being taught, because it's a disconnect there. So I'm very concerned about that. I believe that the 3rd and 4th grade, and maybe some 3rd grade classes, that's a pivotal time for young people. They're understanding their identity, who they are. They're developing their characteristics, the traits, everything that makes who they are as children. And I'm really concerned about our African-American young men if told at the 3rd grade, just because you can't read, you have an A in science, you have an A in social studies, you have an A in math, you have an A in language, but because you cannot read on this standard, we're going to hold you back and you have to repeat everything. That's a concern for me. So, what do you guys, how do you guys feel about that? And, what are some heroic things that you guys are doing at Miracle Academy for that age group?
That is a great concern, and it very well should be. And I think in a sense that it is not so much that the student cannot learn. I think it's the system of cookie cutter teaching, that we'll put it out there and expect everybody to get it the same way. And everybody don't get it the same way. Students have different learning styles or different ways to learn. Now, at Miracle Academy, yes, we've had students that come in 1st grade, kindergarten, 2nd grade, 3rd grade that could not read.
Right.
But they are reading now. We had students that came in September and August, but by the end of September, they were reading fluently. It's all about how the needs are met, as you stated. So we cannot just put it out there and expect them all to get it. That's why we deal with that individual. Mm-hmm. Well, you talk about heroic. We have 1st graders now, not only that know how to read, but they know how to say the Miracle Academy pledge, the Miracle Academy creed in sign language. They know the Pledge of Allegiance in sign language.
Okay.
they are learning at every level and every capacity. The teachers that we have are very concerned and loving and take the time to show them in every aspect. So when they can receive that, it makes learning a lot more conducive for them.
And I just want to just harp on the fact of not only we have first graders reading, I have kindergartens reading now.
And sign language too.
Yes, and sign language as well. But we have just, when I say some amazing teachers that getting that one-on-one and making it happen. And as Bishop says, is not, that cooking cutter teaching style, but it's the style of how we are training. Our teachers are trained, and now that they are being able to, they already know. I already have spoken with them. So concerning that, this third grade, that all the students must be able to read. We have as well. We have done assessments. Our scores are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful to say in the midst of us getting I'm going to call them the pandemic babies, babies that started off learning on the computer or a package. And here we got these second graders that really never been in school. They started in 2020. And so now here it goes. Now we got to come up with just the basic of getting them to learn how to read. But we have such a, just as I said, our kindergarten teacher, those sounds, she started those off in August when we first got there. Those babies in kindergarten, they are literally, we have some of our kindergartens are reading. The third grade, they know this. They know that my third grade class must be reading. And from teaching reading comprehension, but we even at this point now, we're going beyond of what we just do. We got a program now that we'll be doing reading and math camp for 2 weeks, a whole week of reading, a whole week of math. I have fully staffed there, 4, 5, 6 people ready to get in there, the students. So that is also, they're going to be running right along June 5th to June 16th. And that's just only $75 a week from 8 to 3. But they will be reading, they will be doing book reports, and they will be doing the reading comprehension. We did that last summer, reading camp. And we got babies from the reading camp because the parents were so impressed of them being able to fluently read after the miracle camp, the reading camp. So that means we have been really truly harping on those 2 areas, but we have definitely done assessments, and we'll be doing more assessments in a couple of weeks just to see where we came from and to see where we at now. But we did one again and January to see, and our scores are absolutely amazing.
Because the majority of our students are reading on and math on their grade level.
Yes.
There's a few
that is
below grade level, and there's some that are above grade level.
Yes.
So so the assessments work.
Very good. I like whatever you guys are doing, just keep doing it. I know that sometimes, and even just with me, if a book is not interesting to me, I'm not going to read it, and I'm not going to enjoy it. And if I do read it, if I'm forced to read it, I probably won't retain a lot. So I know that, there are a lot of times in bringing books in with characters that look like them, that their life situation or how the narrative of the book relates to something that they can understand. It has their jargon, it has their terminology, it has what's relevant to them. And so when they see books like that, it makes them want to read it a little bit more. So I have some people in my network who are Black authors who've written several books centered around African-American characters or characters of that are minorities. And just are really good books. I have them in my library. They're excellent. But I think that will help and assist for them to read books that they enjoy reading. Comprehension techniques are comprehension techniques across the board. It doesn't matter what culture you're from, but it can be easily applicable to anything you read. So I think if we just get them interested in reading something, just read something that you're interested in and make it fun and cool and all this other stuff, I think it will be really, really good.
Well, let me throw this in too, because that's very interesting, because I'm aware now that we have some lawmakers that are pushing, trying to stop certain things from being taught in school. They call it divisive. Really, they don't understand it's not divisive. It's literally mending. Rosa was teaching some things in her class, and the students were amazed because they never heard of it. There were students in her class from all cultures, all backgrounds, who didn't know anything about slavery. They didn't know anything about the civil rights movement. They didn't know any of that. But because she taught that, they said, well, hey, we want to go to the Civil Rights Museum. So she had an opportunity to take her class this past Friday to visit the Civil Rights Museum, because it sparked their interest. It didn't bring division. It sparked their interest and made them want to know more. And these are the kind of things that we believe that we have to get to really get students to learning and get. When you start to get their juices to flowing and get them to asking questions and being inquisitive, then that's going to help them to be able to learn, and they're going to grasp hold of things that they never thought they'd grasp hold of.
And see, when you have someone that's teaching with the love of God in their hearts, that you're not teaching division, you're teaching history. You're bringing history of where I can't change it. Do you understand? We can't change what took place there. But in order to know it, it's very important that they know it and they understand it. The same way that we are teaching that, we taught about the Indians. We taught about the mounds. We went to Moundville. We studied the mounds and what there, the artifacts there. So that means everything that we're teaching, bringing it, to fruition by allowing them to see it and to be able to understand it. You're not teaching hate. You're teaching what was, what happened, but yet what it is now. But see, it's a process, because you want to make sure that they understand that all culture that did all wrong. It was all, so you bring all of that inside of that as you teach, but yet they were so intrigued about it. They wanted, well, can we see it? But like now, you would be amazed when that we went on Friday, and all the knowledge and the questions. They had just heard about Martin Luther King. They had just heard, some of them hadn't heard nothing about the bus or even the marches,
from the jail, none of it.
The poor little girls. We went to the church and just viewed 16, Baptist church. So it was so intriguing for them, but it never brought any division, because as I teach it's just knowledge. It's just you needing to know what history is. I would never want you to get to be 30 and 40 years old and you didn't know certain things. It is for me to teach it, because if I don't teach it, you don't pick up a book to read it, then you are not going to know it. So I want you to know where we come from, where your race come from. Every race. It's not just one race. I'm teaching all it from the Indians all the way up. So it's that, it turned out to be absolutely just amazing. But just as I said, what we do is inclusive, is no certain, race. The books that you were talking about, I have thousands of books. I have a library that was there, that they left all the books, and I have where books was donated. So
and they're
still bringing books.
I got a call today about books,
from kindergarten all the way up. So you got whatever book you want to read, you got it at Miracle Academy.
And what blesses the students so much is to be able to read that stuff in a book, and then to literally turn around and go see it.
Right. Yes.
That really gets them going, man. To really, we've been teaching and learning about Moundville, Alabama, and the mounds and everything that happened and transpired there in Moundville. But for them to get to go literally walk the ground, climb the mounds and all that stuff, and see all the artifacts, it was absolutely amazing for them.
Yeah. I tell you, when I went to Moundsville with my daughter Taylor for one of her field trips, See, I didn't know what mound I was on or what was in the mound until I got on the top. They were talking about it. So needless to say, I was shantying all the way down the hill. I was like, I'm standing on what? And who is in this mound? That kind of scarred me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I kind of scarred me. I'm like, what in the world? What kind of spirit is going on here?
Our students knew that. They knew that before they got there because we had studied it, we had taught it. So they understood what the mounds were, who lived on the mounds and all of that thing, and who was buried inside the mounds. They knew all of that stuff.
Yeah, and so I would have been that student that said, I'm sorry, but I'll just bring back. Y'all bring me something back. Oh my God. I was like, wow, but it was a very nice experience. Once I kind of got that out of my head, it was really nice. And like you're saying, seeing all the artifacts and vendors were there. So, and it's really good. And it's something to remember. All of my children had a chance to go to Moundsville. That's actually how I was introduced to it. And so that's something that sticks with you. It will stick with me. Yeah. My kids always remember that field trip. And of course, the children at Miracle Academy are remembering that as well and being taught history, not only for African-American history, but all cultures history, because it's all relevant and it all makes history.
Yes.
So guys, let's talk a little bit about the enrollment before we go. When is the deadline for enrollment?
Well, normally we pretty much always have open enrollment, but this time of year is we literally push enrollment to prepare for the next year. As Rosa stated earlier, we're limited on the students that we're going to take. We're only going to take 90 students, which will average out to 10 students per class, per grade level, should I say.
Yes.
So because we don't want to overcrowd the classrooms so that learning becomes a problem. We want to keep our classroom at a minimum, 3.5 students per teacher or assistant. We have teachers in our classroom as well as assistants in the classroom to work with the students to make sure that they get the proper care, the proper teaching and learning that they need. And one of the things I have to say this about, Rosa spoke about our teachers earlier. Our teachers are very passionate about what they do. And I would tell anybody that our teachers are not with us for a paycheck. They're there for a passion. They love what they're doing. They love what they see. They love teaching the students. And then they love seeing the students learn. And anytime the student learns something new, they're gonna stop us. They call me Papa G. They call her Gigi. Papa G, look at what our kids are doing. And we had to go in the classroom and look at it. They want to do it for us so we can see them. And we know how proud we are of them and their learning. But the enrollment is something that we possibly can do pretty much all the time. But the fact is, with the limited scholarships, people need to get enrolled now as soon as possible because these scholarships are going to be on a first come, first served basis. And so you literally need to submit the application to see if they qualify for the scholarships. But they need to do that. That need to be done before May 1st.
That has,
May 1st. Okay.
Yes, but after that, yes, that's the deadline for scholarships. If they're interested in needing scholarships, in order to come, that is, we need that before May 1st. Otherwise, we will accept until we get a certain amount of students, and then we'll have to, then we'll close it. But otherwise, until we get to that number, we will keep it open. So, but we're just looking forward. We're looking forward to our new 9th grade.
Yes,
I mean,
yes. That's one of the reasons. There's one of the reasons that there are two reasons that we're adding 9th grade. But one of the reasons is that the students at Miracle Academy don't want to leave and go anywhere else. They literally beg us, can y'all go to 9th grade? Can we go to 9th grade? We don't want to go anywhere else. So that's one of the major reasons that we're doing that as well, because they fall in love there. They want to stay there and they don't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah. And so is that, you're looking for the academics, you're looking for spirituality, you're looking for that smallness, that what I'm saying, that that not too overly, and then the safety and all of that of what we really truly push so much of, no bullying, We have no tolerance for bullying, and that's because we do have some special babies there. So we don't want any. That is like, if you do it, you got to go.
And Papa G has never liked bullies. I never.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I didn't like bullies growing up. They picked on me growing up, but you know, after I got a certain age, I said, you know what, I don't like bullies. I'm not taking nobody to bully me anymore.
That's right. That's right. Hey, a certain age and a certain size.
Yeah,
When she starts to stand up on them.
I stand in defense of any child that being bullied. It's something that I just don't tolerate because it's not necessary. And I'll tell anybody, if you got to make somebody else look bad to make you look good, you're just a bad person, period. You know, so we don't like to do that at all.
Yeah, and you have to get the bullies at a young age, because little bullies, children bullies, grow up into adult bullies.
Yes.
And I have seen them as well. So
yes.
We want to thank you guys.
Asking, you know, come on, and we need our information up. That our phone numbers are out there and our website. That if we can get as many as we possibly can, that they can tour the facility as well as register and all of that. So I mean, they can go on our website and look at our website, and
that website is Miracle Academy PCS.org. Miracle Academy PCS.org.
What we'll do, we'll put that down in the live stream, down in the comments, and then we'll also put it on the post. We'll do an edit and put that contact information on the post. So when they look at the post, they can just hit the link and go right on in and get the information.
The contact information, phone numbers, and all that stuff, address is on the website, so they can contact us through email as well as by phone to set up a tour, set up a time to come in for interview and register, all of that. They can do that.
Excellent. Sounds good. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really enjoyed just getting an update on everything that's going on with Miracle Academy. It's always something great and exciting and new and hot that's taking place there. So congratulations on your 9th grade class. My prayer is that you guys will get the numbers that you desire and the number of people coming in. So I'm really excited about what you're doing. And I'm so, so excited about that beautiful Miracle and the beautiful lady that she is growing into be. She is just amazing. She is amazing.
Oh yes. Well, we certainly thank you for having us.
Thank you so much
on your show, because there's no room like the ladies' room.
All right now, see, I like that, y'all. I love it. I love it. I got on a t-shirt. I think I'm gonna steal it.
I
love it.
It's portable, it's practical, and it's repreachable.
I love it. Spoken from a true bishop.
You better know. You better know.
So much. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
You can have that slogan right there. That's all. That's yours. You can have that. There's no room like the ladies' room.
There's no room like I love the way that sounds. Now I like that.
Yeah,
I like it. Well, guys, listen. Thank you again. I know the time is drawing nigh. You had to teach Bible study earlier today, but thank you again, guys. Really, let's get out there and share this post. I'm going to reshare this again, and then I'm going to load it up on Instagram so we can get it on some further target audience as well. So guys, if you're watching this, share with your network. Share this information about Miracle Academy. It's an amazing school, and you know someone from K-5 to the 9th grade, Miracle Academy is your place to come to. All right, so guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us inside the Ladies Room Talk Show, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good night. Bye.
Step into the ladies' room with Clarissa.